Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Senior Safety Advice Podcast. This is the show that's all about helping older adults live safely, comfortably, and confidently at home. I'm Esther Kane, a retired occupational therapist, certified aging in place specialist, and a dementia care specialist. And I am so glad that you're here with me today. So listen, before we dive in, please take a second to visit our website at seniorsafetyadvice.com for more tips and resources. And if you haven't already subscribed to the podcast or our YouTube channel, wherever it is that you're listening to us from, please do so that you never miss an episode. And if something I share today is helpful for you, please pass it along to someone who could use it. It truly does make a difference. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite toys, voice-activated smart speakers and safety tools, and why they might just be one of the most practical things that an older adult or family caregiver can add to the home right now. These little devices can do a whole lot more than play music. They can help call for help, manage medications, connect with family, and support independence in ways that are really quite remarkable. So let's talk about what they are, which ones are worth considering, and how to actually make them work for you or your loved one. Okay, so first, let's just level set here. If the words smart speaker or voice assistant make you feel a little overwhelmed, you are not alone. I hear this all the time, and honestly, that reaction makes complete sense. These things weren't designed with older adults in mind from the start. But the good news is they've gotten a whole lot simpler, and when they're set up well, they can genuinely change everyday life for the better. The basic idea is this. You have a small device. It sits on a table or a countertop, and you talk to it. You say something like, "Hey, what time is it?" Or "Call my daughter," or "Remind me to take my blood pressure pill at noon." And it just does it. No buttons to push, no squinting at a screen, no trying to find your phone. For someone with arthritis or vision changes or any condition that makes using a phone or a tablet difficult, this kind of hands-free help is really a big deal. From an occupational therapy perspective, one of the greatest barriers to aging in place is the gap between what someone wants to do and what their body allows them to do. Voice-activated tools can close that gap significantly, giving people back the ability to communicate, manage daily tasks, and call for help without needing fine motor skills or sharp vision. Now, let's talk about the main players. There are a few voice-activated smart speakers that come up most often when I talk to families, and I want to walk you through each one of them in plain language. The first one is the Amazon Echo. That's the one that I have. And the voice assistant it uses is called Alexa. This is probably the most widely used device in this space, and for good reason. The Echo comes in several sizes, from a small hockey puck sized device all the way up to a version with a screen on it called the Echo Show. For older adults, the Echo Show is especially nice because you can make video calls and actually see the person that you're talking to. Of course, this means that they need an Echo Show as well. You can also see the time, reminders, and weather all at a glance. News, you can listen to podcasts, stories, all kinds of things, books online. Alexa can do a lot out of the box. It can set reminders, can make phone calls, and you don't have to make a phone call to another Echo Show. You can make a phone call to a regular phone, to a smartphone. All you have to do is connect your contact list to Alexa or add contacts to Alexa. You can play music, weather updates, and even control smart home devices like lights or a thermostat. And there's a feature specifically designed for seniors called Alexa Together. It lets a family member or a caregiver stay connected remotely, check in, and even set up what's called an activity feed. so that they can see if their loved one has been interacting with the device. That last part is something that I find really valuable from a safety standpoint. For older adults who live alone, the Amazon Echo Show, placed in the kitchen or the living room or both, gives them a way to make video calls, see reminders on screen, and stay connected, all without ever having to pick up a phone. The second device worth knowing about is the Google Nest Hub. Oh, before I get away from Alexa, I want you to know that at seniorsafetyadvice.com, we have a ton of articles all about how to use Alexa, all the amazing things that it can do for you, and how to set all of that up. So check it out. Just go to seniorsafetyadvice.com. In the search box, type in Alexa, and you'll find all the articles there. All right. The second device is the Google Nest Hub. Now this one also has a screen, and it connects beautifully with other Google services. So if your family uses Gmail or Google Calendar, this might be a natural fit. Although I do have my Google Calendar and contacts on Alexa. So don't think it just has to be on Google. The Google Nest Hub also has a sleep tracking feature built right into the screens, so which some older adults find useful for monitoring rest patterns over time. Now, Google's voice assistant tends to be very strong at answering general questions. Things like, what are the symptoms of low blood sugar, or what's the nearest pharmacy? It's conversational and fairly easy to talk to. I personally think that the Google Nest Hub is much better at answering questions because it uses the Google database. It uses google.com, whereas Alexa uses bing.com. It's another search engine. And the bing.com search engine is not as extensive as Google. So if you're looking for something that gives you answers to questions, then Google Nest Hub is the thing for you. But if you're looking for something that has skills and services that you can use, then Alexa is good for you. Hopefully someday the two of those could marry and give us one great, amazing product. Now, here's something I want to say clearly. Both Alexa and Google Assistant are very good options. The best one is honestly whichever one the family is already using because they're used to it. When a family member can easily help troubleshoot remotely, that matters a lot. Don't overthink the brand. Think about the ecosystem that your family is already in. When recommending assistive technology to clients or patients, I always ask, who will help this person if something goes wrong? The technology is only as good as the support system around it. Choose a device that the family can confidently help to maintain. All right. Let's take a moment to talk about some specific safety features because this is really where things get interesting for the audience. First, fall detection and emergency calling. Some smart devices now integrate with medical alert systems. The Amazon Echo, for example, can connect with services like Life Alert or other similar products. If you say, Alexa, call for help, it can contact a preset number or even emergency services, depending on how it's set up. That is a game changer for someone who lives alone. There are also standalone voice-activated devices designed specifically for seniors that go even further. One that comes up is called Lively Smart. It's a device made with older adults in mind with a simple interface, built-in fall detection, and a direct line to an urgent response center. No complicated setup, no figuring out apps. You press a button or say a phrase, and help is on the way. If your loved one lives alone, pair a smart speaker, like these, the two that I'm talking about, with a dedicated medical alert wearable. The speaker handles day-to-day communication. The wearable handles emergencies when your loved one can't get to the speaker. Although the beauty of the speaker is that you can use your voice. So hopefully you can use your voice to ask it whatever it is that you need. All right, second, medication reminders. And this one is huge. I can't tell you how many times as an OT I worked with a patient who maybe they were managing 5, 6, 7 different medications at different times of the day. It's genuinely hard to keep track of, and missed doses or double doses can have real health consequences. A smart speaker can be set up to remind your loved one out loud at whatever time you program it. It's noon, time to take your heart medication, it'll say. Something simple, clear, consistent. And if they ask, well, Alexa, what medications do I take? It can read the list right back to them. Some families also pair this with a smart pill dispenser, a device that lights up and alerts when it's time to take a pill. Those two things together can make medication management much more manageable. And it's not just for the senior person, it's also for the family caregiver who's doing so much work to care for the person. These simple reminders can really help. Third, staying connected. Loneliness and isolation are serious health risks for older adults. I think we all know that. And one of the most overlooked benefits of these devices is how easy they make it to call family, friends, anyone else. No finding glasses, no scrolling through contacts, no tiny buttons. Just, hey, Alexa, call Michael. Or hey, Google, call Michael. And the phone is ringing. For someone with early memory loss or limited dexterity, that simplicity is everything. Social connection is not a luxury for older adults. It is a health necessity. Anything that lowers the barrier to making a phone call or a video chat supports both mental and physical well-being. In that sense, a smart speaker is a health tool, and it is a smart tool. Now, I want to address something a lot of older adults and family members bring up: privacy concerns. And it's a fair thing to think about. These devices do listen for their wake word, Alexa or Hey Google, and that can feel uncomfortable. It's worth knowing that you can review and delete your voice recordings through the app, on your phone. And you can mute the microphone when you want the device to stop listening entirely. These are all settings worth going through when you first set up the device. Now, for individuals with dementia, there's one more thing I'd like to mention. The simplicity of voice commands can actually be a real asset in the early to middle stages. Asking Alexa what day it is or having it play a favorite song from their past, these small interactions can provide comfort and a sense of connection. That said, you'll want to disable shopping features and review privacy settings carefully. And of course, supervise the interactions as cognitive changes progress. For a loved one with dementia, set a custom wake-up phrase response. Alexa can be programmed to say things like, "Good morning, it's Tuesday," when activated. A gentle, orienting greeting that can help ground someone who wakes up disoriented. The beauty of a lot of these voice speakers is that they can answer the same question 100,000 times, which some of you caring for an older adult, you know that you will get asked the same question over and over and over again. And Alexa and Google Nest Hub can do that without getting frustrated. So here's where I want to leave you today. If you've been on the fence about trying a smart speaker or voice-activated safety tool, I want to encourage you to give it a shot. Start simple, pick one device, and set up a few reminders. Try a video call, see how it feels. You don't have to figure it out all at once, and you don't have to be a tech expert. These devices are designed to be talked to, and most older adults catch on faster than they ever expected. I've seen it happen again and again. Someone who was absolutely sure they couldn't do it, calling their grandkids on a video screen within the first week. That kind of connection is worth every bit of the setup. So give it a try and know that I'm cheering you on every step of the way. All right, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode gave you something practical, something you can actually use or share with someone that you care about. For more resources, tips, and information on home safety and aging in place, head on over to seniorsafetyadvice.com. It is truly packed with helpful content, just like what we talked about today. And if you're looking for local aging in place specialists, home modification professionals, or elder care resources in your area, please visit aginginplacedirectory.com. There are wonderful people there who are ready to help. Please subscribe to the podcast or our YouTube channel so that you never miss an episode. And share today's episode with a friend or family member who might be thinking about these tools for their own home or a loved one. I'm Esther Kane, and I'll see you right back here another day. Take good care of yourself and each other. And please know, if this podcast has helped you in any way, one of the biggest ways that you can support it is by subscribing, leaving a review, or liking the episode. Those simple actions may seem small, but they really do make a huge difference. They help the podcast reach more people, especially family caregivers, older adults, and professionals who may need this information and support right now. And honestly, your support helps me continue creating these episodes every day. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for helping me spread the message to others who may benefit from it.